The SalesUp Data Management for Creatio product allows you to process data in many different ways, collect data from various sources and display it in convenient formats, work with raw data and edit from a single interface, create an arbitrary object records based on planned and forecasted indicators, and much more. Functionality is suitable for all companies, regardless of industry and work format. If you have any data and need to process, analyze, or edit it, then data management is just for you. There are a lot of use cases. It can be a standard sales plan, analysis of actual sales performance indicators, company costs and budget planning, formation of employees' KPIs, and this is only a small fraction of examples of the usage of the functionality. It all depends on the industry and business goals of the company. But using this product, you can accomplish all of them. Probably the main feature is that absolutely all settings are performed using no-code technologies without the involvement of developers. With the help of convenient wizard, the user can set up the required work format, data display, and various algorithms for their processing. The user's main workplace looks like a register, where rows and cells are records of any system objects, for example, products, accounts, contacts, brands, etc. And columns are various calculated or planned indicators divided by periods. At the same time, it is possible to display the data in the form of a hierarchy, as an ordinary flat table which everyone is used to when working in Excel, or a combination of these two formats. In addition, you can configure a summary table, that is, some of the level records are displayed not in rows, but in the columns of the table. This is convenient for displaying terms of delivery, budget items, or other objects that do not require additional lines, and the distribution between them in columns will be more convenient for the analysis and entering information manually. The displaying is always dynamic and can change depending on specific business tasks. You can set up one structure and then, if necessary, change it in a second for some analysis or planning of the indicators. Also, this display may depend on the roles and tasks of the users who work with the system. For example, for product managers, product indicators are paramount and it is not important to whom they will be sold. But for the regional manager, on the contrary, the most important thing is the client. And now, let's talk about indicators. Indicators are columns with data that we need to analyze or edit when working with our planning piece. It is possible to manually enter data into the edited indicators. Besides entering data into a simple detailed row, users have an ability to enter data into aggregated rows, while it is possible to set different algorithms for distributing this value down. For example, to distribute it equally among all child rows, or to set more complex ranking algorithms, for example, in proportion to some arbitrary coefficients. If we talk about the sales plan, we often use planning in proportion to the fact of the previous year. If you care about the security of your data, you can impose viewing and editing rights on editing or displaying each indicator. For example, a manager working in the system can see all the data of his department, but can edit only those records for which he is responsible for, while the head of the company sees absolutely everything and has full access. This functionality makes it much faster and more convenient to plan sales or other indicators, because working in such a system with such capabilities is much easier and more pleasant. Calculated indicators are calculated by the system automatically based on arbitrary objects. These are samples of different complexity from sections, details, or even lookups. When setting up calculations, you can use various formulas, functions, conditional and logical operators. And for this, developers' involvement is not needed, because all this can be configured in a convenient master in a matter of minutes. Many unique new features are available, such as multi-formulas or reverse calculations. It is also possible to configure complex calculation models with the ability to analyze past periods and forecast future values. In addition to that, one indicator can be both calculated and editable, which means that the system will calculate and predict some value, and the user can adjust if necessary. And in case you need to find out at some point why the indicator has such a value, you can easily see the list of resource data based on which it was calculated. For instance, a list of orders or shipments of a particular client. On top of large number of settings, the functionality is very convenient for the end users. For a better understanding of data and to speed up their analysis and search, filtering options by rows or indicators and conditional formatting are available, which is selection of certain data under certain conditions. For example, selection of rows in different colors depending on the percentage of sales plan fulfillment. The registry is not the only option for displaying data though. The value of indicators can be seen on convenient dashboards, charts that are easier to understand than many numbers in a table. You can customize different types of charts, line, pie, histograms, etc. At the same time, you can switch between displays in one click if you need to analyze data in a different format. The convenience is that the dashboards are dynamic, and when any data in the registry is changed or filtering is applied, they are automatically updated. That is, the user always sees the current picture of the state of his data. Regarding integrations, the product is able to interact with various other systems, in particular with the help of a convenient API. Interaction with files such as Microsoft Office is also available. It is possible to download the existing report to Excel while specifying in a separate export wizard which data we need in the file and in which format. Or on the contrary, enter the indicators into file and then import them in the system. At the same time, the file structure can be arbitrary, because during import there is also a convenient wizard for mapping Excel columns and indicators in the system. In addition to all these capabilities, the functionality can create records of objects in the system based on the calculated and entered indicators. This replaces the manual work of employees. For instance, it is possible to automatically create planned orders, issue invoices to customers, or make purchase requests. And all this again can be flexibly adjusted to the special tasks of the company. The product has many other features as well. Versioning of planning pieces and tracking the history of data changes, approval process, monitoring of changes and notifications about these changes, commenting on values in cells, and much more. The idea of this product is to combine all data activities in one place, instead of switching between different programs to do it. The data management product is flexible and universal, so it can be used for any tasks in any business area. And for companies engaged in sales, this is just a godsend, because it is an ideal tool for creating a sales plan.